Hey everyone, today I'm taking you behind the scene of my latest cinematic project shot entirely on an iPhone. The idea was simple: having fun, experiment, and prove that you can create something visually appealing with just a smartphone. To spice things up a little, I decided to use an anamorphic lens to bring that extra cinematic that you rarely see on a phone. And despite a few technical problems, I think the result turned out pretty cool. Anamorphic lens give you that wider, immersive image and those signature lens flares and image compression that we all love. Of course, it's not the easiest things to manage on the phone. Technically, with that type of lens, the iPhone needs to stay perfectly leveled, and you have to disable stabilization completely, which, by the way, I forgot to do on a few shots, which caused some weird distortion. But honestly, it changed the look entirely, even with a super basic setup. Most of the shots were done handheld, using only natural light and a small reflector. I didn't overthink it, didn't plan anything, no shot list, no location scouting, nothing like I will do for a proper client job or personal projects. It was a last minute shooting, and that was intentional. I just wanted to get back to something instinctive and raw, just me, my camera, and few ideas. For the indoor parts, I aim for something soft and intimate. Then, for the city shots, I switched to a more urban street vibe. It really pushed me out to adapt to work with the available lights and to use the environment as part of the frame. At first, honestly, I was frustrated to not have my FX3. I miss the flexibility, the depth of field, my external monitors, the IBIS, and just the overall image quality. But as the day went on, I got into it. I started thinking differently, and it was honestly super fun. And the iPhone turned out to be really handy to shoot and trying stuff. No pressure, just pure creative flow and fun with friends. For a few shots, I did use this gimbal that Hohem sent me to try, the iSteady M7 Gimbal. I treat it like a proper tool, use it where it made sense. It's super light, easy to carry, and the payload is up to 500 grams, so it is more than enough for almost all the setup. But because mommy told me that I'm unique, my setup was heavier than that, and not well balanced at all. But it still handled a few shots surprisingly well. What really made this gimbal fun to use is a built-in AI tracking camera, and it is really well polished. You stand in front of it, wave your hand, and it's locked onto you. It follows you around like a personal cameraman, and it never misses. It is really smooth. But my favorite part is this small detachable remote screen, so you can see yourself and control the gimbal remotely. Super handy when filming alone. It also comes with this integrated selfie stick built-in, so you can easily adjust the heights and get properly framed shots, even solo. You can use the iPhone camera, the Hohem app, or in my case, the Blackmagic app to control everything and shoot in ProRes RAW. Since I had no lights or really big diffusion, I relied entirely on the sun. I made the most of the golden hour, that magical moment when the light is soft, warm, and super flattering. Sun behind my subject for that backlight glow. It adds this beautiful rim light and contrast, making the image pop out without needing any gear. And for the indoor shots, the light was still behind or on the side, but to bring up the exposure a little bit, I just use the f22C to really control the exposure. In the city, I use the gimbal for some motion shot. One of my favorite locations was in the tunnel. It naturally gave me some symmetry and strong leading line, and I use the roll 360 mode on the gimbal to create the spinning, spiraling motion. It added a surreal dreamlike effect that worked perfectly with the more urban and moodier vibe of the second half of the video. It's definitely not the kind of shots that you can pull out without a gimbal, so that was definitely a bonus. This wasn't a commercial, it wasn't a short film, just a small passion project driven by the desire to test things out. I really had a lot of fun, even if I didn't apply the same level of discipline, precision, and stuff that I usually bring to my projects. And more importantly, it helped me to remember why I love creating so much in the first place, just taking my camera and go out to shoot stuff. And I hope it will inspire you to do the same, even if you don't have gear and just a phone with the golden hour. Anyway guys, I hope you like this little BTS. It is much shorter than usual, but it is just to show you how I create this little piece of project. And until next time guys, keep creating and ciao.